I gulped as my eyes dropped to the matching knickers. Compared to my massive control knickers, they looked so skimpy. Mrs. Mason told us that the other style is one that's sold the most. A lady bought 3 sets each for her 2 sons, she said, and another brought her husband in for a fitting, she said as a wry smile crossed her face. He didn't look too happy, but she did. Mrs. Mason grinned before informing us that the white cotton set also available in pink and mint, and the blue frilly set that my aunt is drawn to also comes in pink and black. I think black's a bit tarty for boys. My aunt replied. But the blue is gorgeous, she said. So nice it's a shame it's underwear, she said as she thumbed the satin bow on its strap. That's the beauty of beautiful lingerie, Mrs. Mason said. Quite, my aunt replied. She smiled and looked at me. I'm sorry, William, but I just can't resist them, she told me. The shopkeeper asked if I wanted the 34-inch or 36. I think the 36 on this occasion, my aunt said to Mrs. Mason. That'll be more comfortable, won't it? She asked me. Since I'm currently wearing a 34-inch bra, its firm grip around me is all too apparent. I gulped and nodded. She asked me if I'd prefer the blue one, or one in pink. I honestly don't think I can afford any more underwear. I meekly replied. Not until the end of the month anyway. I added. This is Auntie's treat, William, my aunt said with a smile. I think you'd prefer the blue one, wouldn't you? I gulped and nodded. As Mrs. Mason took my aunt's credit card, the shop door opened and a woman and man entered. I assume he's her husband. I turn my attention back to the counter and hear the woman say, "Here they are." In hushed tones, her husband says he neither wants nor needs one. Whilst I'm the breadwinner, you have no say in the matter, his bossy wife informed him. And since you're the housekeeper, you'll dress appropriately. Mrs. Mason passed me the cellophane-wrapped pack containing the frilly blue bra and skimpy matching knickers. I thanked her as I placed them in my carrier bag along with the rest of my new lingerie. My aunt took her card and the receipt and slipped them in her purse. She glanced at the other customers, then looked. "George, is it?" she said. "George Baxter? From Hogworth & Co." The petrified man turned. "Ms. Becker," he said with a look of terror on his face. "How are things?" my aunt asked him. "Are you still at Auntie?" "Sadly not," he frowned. "They needed to make some cuts and I was one of them." "Oh, that's awful. You really turned that place around," my aunt told him. "And you are?" the man's wife sternly asked. "Katinka Becker. I was a consultant for Hogworth & Company a couple of years ago," my aunt replied, holding out her hand.